Do Andromedan babies, when they are born, remember everything from their previous incarnations, or do they need to learn things like how to walk and talk, etc.? Yeah, what comes from the our soul and what comes from our physical?
Okay, here's what I know. I've never been present for the birth of an Andromedan child, but what I have been told is that they're all born in water. And yes, they have full recognition of who they were before they came in. And as they grow and mature physically and mentally, there are some things that they have to learn. For example, however much time it was when they were not in the physical form, as far as the law of consistency. In other words, however, let's say that they have not been in part of the Andromedan civilization. I'll use that as an example. The Andromedan civilization for, let's say, 350 years in their time between physical incarnations. They would have to make that up. And the A's do that. The youngest, as they're growing up, are taught everything that is now present. It is called the law of consistency. Okay. They don't say, okay, well, you can't learn about this information because you're not part of a black project or you are not a science teacher. So, these sciences are restricted to pharmaceutical companies or to aerospace companies. They don't do any of that crap. Okay. Everybody is the same. Everybody learns what is real now and present. Okay. This is why these benevolent civilizations are so strong. They don't handicap their own race, their own people. It's insanity to do something like this,
They
to
don't
set
baby
it
them.
up for failure. It is just nuts. And the children learn all this. Yes, their children are probably far smarter than anyone on this planet.
I remember you saying that they don't even get out of school till they're 70.
They go to school for 150 years, our time.
I'll just add my 2 cents worth. It doesn't really matter what kind of race it is, because there are tons of humans who live outside of Earth, and we should say humanity chooses to inhabit Earth, but the origins, there are so many places where they are. So humans, Andromedans, Lyrans, Pleiadians, Trucians, Zootrax, Arma, you pick, tons of races. A lot of them will have this thing. Most bodies or most beings choose to be born so that they would have a full-blown experience. A lot of races are not like this limited Earth. So like I'm doubling down on what Alex Collier is saying. They're not limiting the information. They're not saying you have to join a specific group, a specific faction, do a specific thing in life to learn only that knowledge. A lot of groups are willing to share that information, but a lot of it, the experiences also depend on the individual. Not many people and not many beings want to incarnate and join a certain race and then go on wars or go on certain missions. Like, oh, I'm gonna be an engineer, oh, I'm gonna be a warrior, oh, I'm gonna be a space cadet. So many choices out there, of course, but not many want to do that. With all the options that there is, and they have freedom to do whatever they want, most beings just want to have fun. Like, think about yourself, the way you see life on Earth, and how many people think like it's very limiting and it's harsh, and yes, it is. When you live in these kind of surroundings and you get out, you don't want to go on another harsh mission. You want to rest. Which is why so many beings go and play. They want to experience life. They want to like heal. They want to have fun. They want to experience music and not necessarily build spaceships and other things and do space opera stuff. But there are those that would like that. So with all the variations, a lot of races, I would say like almost all of them, have this thing where you are not limited to the information. When you're born, you can access anything you want, and it's not necessarily like you're born and you will know all of your lives because you want to. Most people are like, okay, I have just experienced 50 lifetimes of war and I would like to relax. So how about I don't think about that stuff for a while? and you focus on having a new family and not 50 other families you've just been with. So you allow yourself to not forget, but disconnect from those memories and just not think about it. It's like, you have a specific item at house, but you're not thinking about it. You just have the knowledge. So a lot of beings are that way at the same, even humans here on Earth. Just because you're not remembering your past lives, it's like, hey, you choose to focus on the present because previous lifetimes, for many of you, actually have been even more traumatizing. And you don't want to look at it. You don't want to confront that. The good stuff, yeah. But of course, you have to open up yourself to some kind of knowledge and information to confront it, to accept it, to be okay with it. And then information just comes if you're willing to get it. If you're looking to have fun and all of your memories are of war, you might not want it. But if you're like, okay, well, that's going to be useful because I'm choosing to help out this group. So yeah, if you choose to access that information, it's like having this library within your house. Each book is a lifetime. Each book is an experience you have already had. You know all of them. You've read all those books. It's all yours. But you don't have them open all over your house all the time. You close them, you put them, and whenever you want to access it, you come up, you pick that book, you open it, and you read it again. Or you look at it and just get memories like, oh yeah, I've read this thing. And you're happy about it. Or like, whoa, that's tough one. Love this one, but heavy. So, same way, a lot of our memories are like that, depending on what kind of life we join. Most of us don't want to look at that library if we are in need. If we need some information, if we want to access it, it's all open. No limits. No, let's say, soul contracts or other things to limit us and like not allow us to access that. But then again, most of it, if there is any kind of limitation, it is our own decision. So whether you were born in a specific body and a race, whether you join a body, like your consciousness access the body that's already fully grown up, whether the body is organically printed, so many variations with how beings are created. You can always have full access to memories of all of your past lives if you want to, but you don't really need it because you want to be present. You want to think about the moment right now. Think of like even being in a relationship or just enjoying the current moment with your friend, with your puppy, with your cat. Just, oh, I'm going to sit down and read a book. You want to focus on the now and not all of the other relationships you've had. You don't want to compare all of that. You want to be present and in the moment and in the happy time. So, same thing with lifetimes. You incarnate and you're like, ah, this. New focus, new goal. I don't need to think about any of this stuff unless there is a need. So there's that.